Welcome back students. I am here to present to you yet another lesson, business studies, lesson 16 from 2. And the subtopic is going to be written after having talked about the other one, like oral. We talked about the oral communication. Let's talk about the written communication, the written communication. And I am Mr. Mboya, as usual. Be welcome, really welcome. And before wasting any time, let's look at what written communication is and look at the means and look at the advantage and disadvantage as usual, what are required in this before we end the topic. So the written communication is the second form of communication. The first is the transmission of messages through what? Through writing. That is what written communication or written communication means. Then the means of written communication. Some of the means of written communication include the following. Let's look at those means that entail and talk about the written communication. So all of these means, we will be talking about them in English, and that is functional writing in English as a discipline that you are also pursuing. You will be able to be taught how to write a letter. You have different types of letter. You have the formal letter. We also have the formal letter. Then telegram, then we also have telex, we have facsimile. Facsimile and telegram, I think we have talked about this even business from one, where we were having what? Telex, yes, we are talking about them in communication, and even a little bit business, that is home trade, also they will be mentioned somewhere. Then also memorandum, which is a memo, that's also a letter, kind of letter always being sent to the what? Or that's always being used by the organization when they are passing a certain work or a certain information to the member. So the next, notice, we also have notice, we also have report, and we have circulars, and after that we have agenda, which always within or being discussed within the meeting, and also we have the minutes. So these are the example of the written. These are the example of the written communications. Then let's try to look at each and every of them. But the main thing, or the main important thing that we are supposed to be looking or talking about are the what? Are the advantages and disadvantages. So let's start with the letter. Letter is an example of written communication. So letters can be classified into two, namely formal letters and also informal letters. Formal letters are for official letters, and the informal are for friends. It's not official, it's the opposite. So the formal letters include the business and also official letters, while the informal letters refers to the person or personal letters. You will be taught this one in English as a discipline on how to write that. This is very important as a student. As a person who is pursuing education, you're supposed to know how to write it, because in most cases you will be required to write this one when you will be going outside there, maybe for a job, maybe applying for a job, or writing any other thing that you're supposed to be writing. Having a knowledge on how to write a letter will be very. In fact, the one outside there will determine how knowledge you are, how educated you are, based on how you write a letter. That could be one of the ways somebody will be examining you. So take your time, please go through that. As far as English lesson is concerned. Then the next advantage is for letters. It provides evidence. You can show it later in future that this is the letter that was sent. So it's an evidence. If somebody wants to kill you and he writes in the letter, you will use this as an evidence in the court of law. If somebody paid you money later, you can use it as an evidence because it is written down. It could be maybe through the sheet. That is something written down. Information or communication that was meant or somebody buying, you could use it as evidence. That's an advantage. The next, the message is not distorted. You cannot destroy that message. Something written you cannot destroy. That's the meaning of distorted. So the next, provide a record for future reference. You can refer from it in the future. You can refer to it. What was it? You can check. So that is it. The next, the message can be detailed. It can be detailed. You can write a detailed information in the letter and it can be understood. Then the next, it is relatively cheap. Letter, relatively cheap. You just need a pen and a paper. It's relatively cheap. And the next, it can be used to send confidential messages. This message will be confidential. within the parties communicating. You can do it in a paper. You can do it on what? On paper. So those are the merits of using letters. Then after that, let's look at the telegram. This is the second one. So this means of communication that is provided by the post office. So when the post office transact or do any service for you, that is the post telegram that we're talking about. So the sender types and writes a message on a telegram for what? Telegram form in capital letters and also what? Handle it over the post office. So the post office transmit the letter. You know, in the maths as a subject in high school, we used to calculate maths based on the telegram, whereby there were words, then you calculate this one, you number, you count this one, then you number, you calculate them according to the money or charges that are supposed to be arranged to any one of the letters. Then you're supposed to get the total sum of amount that somebody could have paid the post office after those letters or sending that letters to you. So this is the telegram you're talking about here. So it's also an example of written communication. So the sender types and writes a message on a telegram form in capital letters and also hand it over to the post office. So the post office there transmits the message to the what? The recipient's post office. Then the charges for the sending telegram are based on what? The number of words. That was what I was explaining. Then the more the words, the higher the charges. So that's just it. Then let's look at the advantages when it comes to it. The advantages of written communication. It provides a record for future reference. The next, some means of communication and the written communications are relatively cheap. So you can see there's something I've left. There are other means. Please have your time, just check this one, just have your time, just go through this one. This one here. This one, telex, facsimiles, memoranda. You can just check them. They are there in the notes. Just check them. If you want to know more about them, just look at them. But then what is very important as far as the exam is concerned are now what we're discussing right now. That is the advantages of written communication. So I think we have discussed after this. Let's move to the third one. It is suitable for what? Confidential messages. Suitable for confidential messages. Then the next, it can allow the inclusion of details. You can include the details, like maybe details coming from maybe bank, details maybe coming from maybe any of the field. Maybe you are writing a letter and you are including the details coming from the medical field. Inside that letter, it is easy to do that. So that's why it is, it is an advantage for the details, no matter where it's coming from, to be included in the letter. That's an advantage. So the next, it can allow, the message may not be distorted. Yes, with a written letter it's very hard for the message to be destroyed. So the next, written communication can be used as evidence. The written communication can also be used as what? Evidence. In the court of law, somebody maybe threaten you, maybe there's any other thing, you want to use it as an evidence to show something that happened or that took place. The written communication is perfect in doing that. Then the next, I think that's the last one. Then also it can be what addressed to many people. Letter also can be addressed to many people, especially when there's a hope or when maybe the reader pass that information to all people around. So that is, those are the disadvantages of written communication. Let's look at the bad side of using written communication. What are the disadvantages of using written communication? So one, it lacks personal appeal. There's no touch. Just a letter. Just a letter. So it doesn't have that touch or the sound of that person, the touch of that person. So it lacks personal appeal. If compared with the audio has personal appeal. There's another, it's lack time to prepare. So it takes time to prepare. Prepare letter takes time. It's not just like communicating right now. If I were to write for you what I'm saying, then I would have taken time. But then, if I'm speaking to you, then it's very easy. I'm not having time to prepare what I'm trying to say. But then I'm just saying it. So with the letter, it is what? It is very difficult because the time is required there in preparation. So the next, it's not suitable for what? For illiterate people. Those people who doesn't know how to read and write. They cannot read. And literate is very diverse. Literate is very, very diverse. Like I can say that to some extent I'm illiterate in Arabic words. So if you write for me a letter in Arabic, I don't understand. If maybe some of the colleagues that we have around us, some of our church or some of our grandmothers and grandfathers, some of them cannot read. Some of them cannot read English word. So to pass information to them is very hard. You understand? So that is what? Those are the disadvantages. Then the next, immediate feedbacks may not be possible. With the letter or with the communication, having immediate feedback may not be what? Possible. So the next, it does not offer room for persuasion and convincing. If somebody refuses, that is odd. It doesn't offer this room for persuasion and convincing. So the next, it is not a two-way communication. The letter is just one, then the person reads, then it's not a two-way. So the next, the message can take long to reach the receiver. Let's make this be the end of this part video. Let's continue from there, the next video. Thank you.